Is it difficult to get an honest review of your work? If you really want to know as much as you can, there are ways of drawing out a reticent boss. Here with advice is WSJ's work family columnist, Sue Shellebarger. Sue, thanks for being with us. What are some of the most legitimate reasons some bosses may hold back from telling you what they really think of your work?
Well, in some cases, it's a personality trait, right? Some bosses are agreeable by nature. They like to be on the same page. They like things to be harmonious and peaceful. They're afraid of hurting your feelings. In other cases, legitimately, they may be afraid that employees will react badly, get angry, hold a grudge, complain to HR, and all this makes bosses kind of regard the whole thing as like having a root canal. They just rather avoid it.
An unpleasant experience. So if you are craving more information from your boss, you say the first thing to keep in mind is to not get defensive, right, Sue?
That's right. You have to be good at receiving it. And I think part of that is having an open attitude, be genuinely curious. Don't cross your arms and look, defensive even. Just ask honestly, I really would like to know. Don't react to what you're hearing, even if you think it's wrong. Just listen. And at the end, say thank you, because feedback is a gift, as hard as it is to receive, and we can't really grow quickly without it.
Now, is there a good way of asking those questions? Is there a particular way we can get our boss to open up a little bit more?
One way that indicates a real openness is to acknowledge from the start that your work isn't perfect. Say something like, I'm really having trouble with XYZ. Can you help me? And this kind of says, boss, it's okay to punch me in the face because I'm already doing it to myself, according to Dr. Michael Woodward, who uttered those quotes. And another way is to more subtly imply that it could be better and show real curiosity. Say, what would you do if you were running this project? How would you make it better? Or how do you think I can really improve this? And that shows a genuine desire to focus on a shared goal. You're linking it to what you both want, which is a good outcome.
Great advice, Sue. Now, is there a way to sometimes work around any awkwardness, perhaps by asking your boss what he or she thinks that others think of your work?
This was so interesting to me. An economist, Tyler Cohen at George Mason University, says, ask the boss what other people think. We all tend to think that everybody thinks what we do. Those are the viewpoints we notice and the opinions we like, so we remember them. Ask the boss, what do you think how do you think I'm seen around here? How do the rest of the middle managers or the senior teams see me? You'll probably get the boss's own opinion. You can also ask, who do you think's doing a good job? Or are there examples of work you'd like me to emulate? And if all else fails, you can go to that star player and ask that person for advice.
Oh, it's a good idea to asking for work to emulate. Now, I guess also worth keeping in mind that feedback comes in lots of different ways, right, Sue? And everyone has a different style.
It was so interesting to interview boss-employee teams for this story about how they evolved to adapt to each other. The ones who were really good at giving feedback, they learned from each other. They watched each other's reactions, learning not to overreact on the employee's part and on the boss's part, maybe learning to temper the negative feedback with a few more pats on the back, which were more motivational for that particular person. So it's a process. Start early with a new boss and ask how does he or she want to give feedback. It's a good place to start.
Sue Shellebarger, great advice as always. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Tanya.